sound.
Hello.
Hello.
We're
Welcome to the
live.
spiritual reality show. We are live
Yes, I'm
and
just
where it's real and raw.
you're
And go ahead,
right. And we
Jackie.
have people watching,
We
so
have,
welcome.
yes, we have some listeners today. So welcome everybody. So I'm going to start off with it's been kind of interesting how we've got so much astrological things going on in the world, and it's so powerful to connect to astrology because it is the ancient knowledge that our ancestors used to guide their lives, in so many ways. So,
Mm.
we've got the new moon, which I think is
It's today.
let's see, I'll look at the date. It's today, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, new moon is today,
Yeah.
and then we have the Lionsgate coming up. So it's a really powerful
Oh
time.
yeah.
So
The
I'm really
lion's gate.
excited to talk about that, and we can talk if and anyone has any feedback like how this is affecting you. Write it in the chat. We love to share, what you're saying, and we love your feedback.
Mhm.
So we're going to do the quick grounding. I'm going to do it today.
Yes.
So let's just we create our sacred space. So everyone just put your feet in the ground if you can. Otherwise, just take a nice deep breath. We're going to bring ourselves back into our bodies because we always, a lot of times we're out of them. So breathe in through your nose and down into that belly, and then blow it out your mouth. Another time, down to the belly, blow it out. One more. And then visualize those roots going down your legs, out your feet, and down through the layers of the earth towards the giant crystal that I see as the heart of Mother Gaia. And send your roots down to her, connect with her. You can wrap them around her, plant them next to her, whatever feels right to you. She will reach out and connect with you. Now she's going to send up her beautiful golden lights, the shimmering, unconditional love light, up through those layers of the earth, up through the bottom of your feet, up in through your legs, up into your arms and your belly, and up into your chest, up in through your neck and up through your head, and then see it go right out the roof, the crown of your head, and out the roof of your house or wherever you are. If you're just sitting in a park, send it out way up into the sky. Keep sending it out, 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 way out, so that you can imagine that you're out in that beautiful inky universe, purple universe, and there's brilliant stars twinkling at you, and one of those is a specific star for you. Send your beam of light to that star, connect with it, and become one with it. This is your soul family, your soul monad, the beings of light who are here to guide you on this path. So you've heard me say this before, just connect with them when you do and ask for help. Be really clear and specific. Like, I'm getting ready for vacation, so I'm going to ask for patience and the energy to get it all done because it's a driving vacation where we have to take the world with us. And so just ask something specific. So that's mine going out right now. And we're going to send up this beam of light to the central sun. And the central sun is that beautiful portal shifting our bodies from the carbon to the crystalline. We're now sending down that crystalline, shimmering, silvery light, which is the cosmic flush, coming back towards the earth. It's going to come back towards where you live, coming in through the roof of your house, coming in very gently and lovingly through the roof of your head. Well, we'll say the crown, and coming in through the crown, and it's going to start flowing down your body and flowing around like a figure eight. It's going to pick up anything you don't want. Just put it in there. I'm just going to put in mine right now. If you're tired, if you're having any overwhelm, anything going on, just let it flow in those waters. And now they're going to go flowing down your body and down and out your feet and down through those layers of the earth toward that giant crystal, which is surrounded by that fiery ring of light. See all that energy go in and burn it up and transmute it into light. And now I just like us to connect to our heart. So put your hands on your heart. And, we don't do this enough, I think. So that's why it's always good to do it. Connect to your heart. This is our source light, our pilot light. It's the light that we are one with God, the unity, this creator source. And this energy is unconditional love. Again, Mother Earth sends it to us and the source sends it to us. So we're always, always loved, even though we don't always understand that or realize it, but we're always loved. Now, this beautiful unconditional love light is going to start flowing out into your cells, filling them up with this liquid golden light of love, just filling you up and overflowing your cells. Let it flow out and around your body and surround you with this beautiful golden love light. And this light is your sacred space. It's our space today, and you can create it anytime. And I'm asking Vibeke, what is your intention today for our session?
Acceptance of
Okay.
all of who we are.
I love that. Acceptance is powerful. That's a really, really good one. And I'm going to ask for surrender because a lot of us don't surrender. And I know I don't either. So I'm talking for myself here that we don't always surrender to things that are going on and to things that we don't always have control over, but yet we have choice. We always have free will and free choice. But if we surrender to our own things, that we're allowed to look at our own inner work, surrender to what we need to take care of, and really give it some time. That's what we're having coming up right now. So I'm just going to ask for that today for all of us, surrender and acceptance for all that is going on in your life. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to have everyone, the beings of light, to step back, but stay with us. Take a nice breath in. And you can slowly open your eyes, come back into your body. And here we are.
Yeah. So before
So,
we start, I have something I want to share. I got this
yeah.
message right before you logged on today, Janet,
Oh,
and
wonderful.
it's not a lot. It's just Impala. It's one of the high frequency energies that's part of the Order of Seven, which I channel. And this message was so transforming for me today through the acceptance and just reminding yourself that we are energy and that we're reacting to the energy, and what we are putting
Mhm,
out there is what we receive
mhm,
in return.
mhm,
And I just want to bring it into that high vibration of how
mhm.
our spirit guides really allows us and guides us through every single day. And it's about energy. And I just want to read it real quick. And
Yeah.
Impala says to protect the energies, take care of them, show
Mhm,
appreciation, be humble. These are important qualities to have, good qualities that all humans need to learn. Your commitment to these ideas is of a high frequency and is critical to the continuation of the energy flow in the environment, nature, dimensions, and elements. Bring forth good, and the dark will dissipate.
mm,
And that
yeah.
really set the tone for me today. And to me, that's such a powerful reminder. And it's just reminding us of who we are, why we are here, and that everything is energy. And we need to be humble, and we need to tell ourselves, what do we want? Like you said, acceptance and surrender. What do we want to surrender? What do we need to accept? That energy of that understanding, it's of high quality. And it's high quality is the high frequency, the quality that changes the quality of life. And not only your life, the environment, everyone around you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So it's so important. Going on holiday, you know this. It's what kind of energy you bring with you that will define how your vacation is turning out, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a nice one. I'll be near my son and my grandchildren, so I'm really excited. And I've never done it near them before, so this is the first.
Mm,
We'll be right on the beach, which is my place of bliss.
mm.
So I have to be near a beach. I love it, and so I'm blessed that I can do that. And we have, with everything going on in the world, we haven't done too much in the last couple of years, so we're making up for it this year a little bit.
Uh, I just want to say that we have people lovely saying hi.
Love from Norway.
Yeah,
I love it,
wanted
Jana.
it's so
Yeah,
nice. People, you guys
it's
say
so
hi
funny
in the
because
chat. We love that. So I'm going to try to look at the chat more often so that I could
yeah,
respond if there's anything. It's just sometimes I'm so wrapped up in what we're talking about that I'm just forgetting.
that's okay. It's okay because it's what happens. If you're involved in what you're saying, it's important. So it's so cute that she's Jana. It's almost like a Jana. I don't know how to say it in
Janne,
Norwegian, but what is it?
Janne.
Jana.
Yeah, it's like
Okay, well,
singing, right?
Yeah.
kind of
Well, yeah,
singing.
yes, beautiful. It's beautiful. I wanted my grandchildren to call me Jana instead of like Nana or something. It's very American and I didn't want that, but I'm grandma because
Yeah.
my grandson keeps calling me grandma and I'm like, okay. So it was the cutest thing. I said to him, he said, "I know my parents' name because he's going to be 3." And I hope you don't mind a grandparent story here because some of us are there, some of us are not, but I am. And he said, "I know my parents' name," and he told me. And then I said, "Well, I have a name too." And I told him my Janet, and he goes, "Oh," and he kind of liked that because he didn't. I don't think he believed the Jana. I think it didn't feel real for him, so maybe that's what it was.
Mm.
And then my husband's name. And he said, "Oh, my husband's name." He said, "Oh, that's so silly," you know. And I started laughing.
Children,
But they're
they
so
always
cute.
tell you the truth, right?
They do, and I love that. They just bring you back to reality. Like, yep, okay, he's
So
going
why
to tell
don't
me what's
we
happening.
bring it into the new moon? I'm so excited to learn more
Yes,
about the
let's
new
get
moon.
into the new moon.
Yeah.
So today, we're into the new moon of it's July 28th. Is that today? Yeah, that's
Yes.
today. And here we are. So it's all about it's the Leo new moon. So it's all about passion and warmth and positivity. And this is so great because it's talking about manifesting every burning desire in our hearts. I mean, we've gotten to this point. We've allowed, this energy to get to this point that we can really bring through burning desire. And I've been feeling some desires of doing things that I haven't felt all year. It's like, wow, I feel like I'm getting relit.
Yeah.
My passions are getting relit up. And
And
things like,
Janet, you know this, Janet, because I just told you that I've been doing so much work today. And all the work that I've been doing in this new moon today, the 28th, has been my passion. It's my
yes,
purpose. I've been doing lots of podcast shows. I've been speaking to people from India, Dubai, and now you from the States, and coming together and planning out these different shows and just having that high vibration. That's passion for me. So it's
it
interesting
is. It
that
is.
all of
It-
this
yes.
happened this week, but specifically on this day. I've had most to do, different shows today.
So isn't that perfect? So you're in the new moon energy. You're
Yeah.
absolutely there. I know I'm coming back into it because I know in the beginning of the year I was not in that at all. It was a whole different world. So now I've cleared so much work. I mean, if you're doing the inner work, I highly recommend it. I have been doing so much inner work. It just has to be done. And I can feel like they talk about things coming up that you wouldn't think was going to come. I mean, I had old stuff come up again. I'm like, are you kidding? Is this coming up again? Do I really have to deal with this again? Right? And it's
Yeah,
like,
I know.
seriously, again. So
Yes.
I said, okay, I'm surrendering. I'm surrendering to the idea that I'm going to do this work. So I'm doing some work. And honestly, it's been big. It's been big stuff. And I do feel a shift and it's still happening. And I highly recommend it. I know people don't always like to do that work, but that's the part that counts. It really is. It's the tougher stuff. That's why spiritual work is not always a nice little dance. It's not all light and love. It's get to the nitty gritty. That's why we're spiritually raw here because you really have to get to the grit of what's going on in your life. I mean, things that aren't working, things that you don't feel good about, and especially yourself. Like I know I can look at myself like, oh, look at that. You're still doing that again. You've got to get rid of this, Janet. You've got to
I
get
got
rid of this.
I got aha today because when I did that interview, that podcast, I was speaking to a very well-known Indian woman who's doing past life regression. She's a specialist. She's also a
Mhm.
trainer. She's a chairman for the World Congress of Regression Therapists. And we were talking about, she's written tons of books and stuff. And as I was a co-host on this podcast. I decided to go off camera because I started to shake. The more
Mm.
she spoke about alien, how do you say it in English? Alien
Technology.
debris in you that's been planted,
Oh,
alien planted,
oh, sure.
and different stuff that
Sure.
she's been working with clients. And
Yeah.
the first
Yeah.
was back in 2008 and whatever. And
Implants. We would call it implants.
implants, there you go. That's the word I
Yeah.
was looking
Yeah.
for. And how it was implanted and everything. She kind of described it through. She did lots of sessions with this person, and of course other people who's had alien encounters, and she was carrying this, and the way she described everything. And we were talking about how do you say it, different challenges that we have, that maybe
Mhm,
people come
mhm,
with disability and uh, scars or things on their body. And so we were talking about how we chose, why a soul would choose something like that.
mhm,
And
mhm,
then doing that, I started to shiver. And it was, I got light bulb moments, aha moments all over again. It was like connecting with spirit and just seeing myself making decisions and understanding that most of us, to be honest, have alien encounters sometime back in our soul journey. I mean, we probably,
well,
many
that
of us has been on
yeah,
other
we're not
planets.
alone here. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not alone. And if you know, yeah, there's a lot of things going on in our world.
Yeah.
A
But
lot
it
of
was
us are,
just
a
the,
lot of people are not aware of, but we're starting to become aware of. Yeah.
yeah, but the way she presented it was such eye opening. It was not something, it
Beautiful,
was just so,
beautiful.
I
Because
can't
it's so
even put,
natural.
yes, and
She,
it
yes,
was
it's
just,
natural
aha,
to
that's
her.
how it is.
Yeah,
This is how
yeah.
I felt it. This is, so I kind of got all this. So it was like a healing process. And then I go in and I do the next podcast, interview another regression therapist. We were talking about dealing with abundance and to open up for finances and money and how to, all that, and releasing blocks. And that became a healing session. So I was so drained after those
Well,
two.
that's what happens, isn't it true? When you give, when you are of service, you also receive, and
I
that's what
know.
happens.
They were just
And so
speaking
we
to
think,
me.
it's not all a one-way street here. So even the people listening, I mean, they're receiving, but they're also giving to us when they share and they
Yes.
say what's going on. So we really appreciate your shares as well, because we appreciate receiving, whatever it is you want to share with us. So, yeah, that's so perfect. So, now is the time, they're saying, to allow your goals to take center stage. So if you've been putting like dreams on the back burner, really and truly, I mean, don't think that they're not attainable. Like doing this to me was not something I ever thought I would be doing. But, I started doing my own shows back in 2018, and that was so fun. I didn't realize how fun it was to connect with people all over the world. And I
No.
learned so much, like what you're saying. And so I think I'm also going to do another one in the fall now, because I didn't do one this year.
Yeah.
Um, but that's the new creativity coming back to me, which I just put everything on hold because I needed to work on me. And
Yeah.
sometimes you have to do that. Like I think, I don't know if I shared, but I had a Janet retreat that I went in March. I took a week off and just left everybody. Nobody came with me. I was totally alone. Have never done that. Took a Verbo, like one of those Airbnb kind of places, and just took it for a week. And I totally, and it was near the beach. It was cold. It wasn't beach weather, but it was so wonderful to
Mm,
just have my own space to do what I had to do, to go
mm,
deep. I mean, if I had to cry, scream, or carry on, I could do it. And nobody could get in my way and nobody could stop me. You know
yeah.
what I mean? And the woman that lived nearby, she was the owner. I said, listen, if you hear anything, I'm sorry. Don't be scared. She's like, oh no, I heard nothing. Don't worry. She actually totally like was so great about it. She wasn't like, freaked out by me that I was saying things like this. She totally understood that this is important. And she said, this is so admirable that you're doing that. So I was so happy that it was a person that I connected with at the right energy level. So this is where we're at. So the Leo is, very feisty, and they, Leos love to be center stage kind
Mhm.
of people, but not in a bad way. Some can be, but not all of them. Um, Creative inspiration is huge. To think beyond what you once believed was possible
Oh,
is
yeah.
what is meant to
Mm,
happen right now.
yep.
And to move forward in total trust that you're able to make miraculous things happen. And how many times have we seen, what we think is not really a lot is a miracle in so many
I
ways,
just want
right?
to jump up and down, Janet. You know why? Because
Yeah.
it's like, can that human part just get over it already? I just sometimes feel why.
We wish that would be true. Yes.
Yeah.
It's not always so easy. But like all the things you had happen today were such gifts and such openings for you, and right now there's a fiery trine between the sun and the moon in Leo, and then Jupiter and go-getter Aries. Aries is a very powerful sign, and it's very explosive, of good for good luck.
Mm,
It's pouring optimism and potential all over our endeavors. Uh, they're very supportive. New moons are always supportive of starting new things, but this one is especially great for, setting really high intentions
yeah.
and fully leveling up to whatever you really want to achieve. Like, just go for it. Just
Okay.
take a
That's
chance,
key.
just realize
Yeah.
nothing can stop you except you. And that's what I always had to say to myself. Even when I was scared, I was like, if once I got through the other side of it, I'm
Okay.
like, wow, it wasn't as
So
bad as
I
I
want to
thought.
get the people involved. I want to see you who's watching, please, what's your intention for this new moon? Make
Do you
yourself
have a
now,
special dream?
write it out so we can read it and share it. This is a sacred space. If you want to manifest it, take ownership of that
That's
energy
perfect.
now.
That is
That's
when,
sacred.
yes,
Be committed and write it in the chat, and we'll share it here. And we'll make sure that we have that intention for you and for everyone who's here, that we make sure that we strengthen that intention with this new moon. So
absolutely.
start
Absolutely.
writing
That's
in the
so
chat. I'm
wonderful.
waiting.
I want to tell you that when you are in a new moon, I mean, you can even put out blank pieces of paper under the new moon, and then the next day you can write on it your intentions, and
Mm,
and it'll help you manifest it.
I
And
love that.
if you write it today and then you do the blank paper thing and do it again tomorrow, you're going to have really a double manifestation coming through. I mean, when you write it, you're telling the universe, I'm making a commitment.
Mm,
It's so important to make a commitment to yourself. And you're telling the universe, I'm committing this to myself. We don't make commitments to ourselves, we make it to everyone else. And we always leave ourselves high and dry. So many times I did it my whole life practically until I got older and I realized, wow, I'm really shortchanging myself. I'm not thinking of me at all, where everyone else was thinking of themselves. And I was starting to get a little resentful and a little hurt. And I'm like, well, that's because I allowed it. I can't blame these people if I allow it. So if we're allowing people to treat us a certain way, it's our responsibility to change that. And changing it is the way we treat ourselves. This is, going into the self-love idea, because self-love to me, my group is Own Your Divine Light. And when I brought that in, it was because I didn't have self-love. I needed to really bring that into my life. And that's so important right now, because that's why we're here. We're
okay, so
here
we
to
got an
create love.
intention. We are going
All
to
right,
share
what is
that
it?
intention. So goodness says she wants to live her soul purpose. That's her intention. And that,
Because you know
let,
what it is. What
yes,
is it? Do you know
yes.
what it is, Gundi? Gundi, do
So
you have an idea of what you think it is? What is your heart's desire? Let's hear it. Let's put some other words to it.
mm.
That's a little broad.
And
It's
if there's
beautiful, but
Norwegian
broad.
people having trouble finding English words, write it in Norwegian and I'll see if I can
There
translate.
you go. See, you got, yep. We're good. That's perfect. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gundi. I'm so good. I really, Gundi.
Goodness.
So
Yeah,
good,
you said that.
grateful. Yes.
Yeah.
So there's also a lot with romance coming up, steamy romantic energy, because Venus is in there. Um, it's also got it's sextile, which those words are always hard, with sexy Mars, which is the male. The woman is the Venus. Remember Venus and
Yeah.
Mars?
Hmm.
Mars is the male. So there's a great connection between these two love planets. And anyone who wants to, set up some relationship intention right now is going to help you. Look for any flying sparks between you and somebody that you don't even expect, and don't be afraid to share your feelings or chase after what you want. Well, chase,
Yeah.
what's your way of chasing? Do it in the way that you feel comfortable. Don't make,
But
there's a,
if
there's a way to
you're like
chase.
me and you, Janet, we're married, it's still a very good new moon to take your
Oh,
relationship
yeah.
to a new heights
Yes.
and to have new intentions. And I have that. So I'll share
Good.
that. I'll
Great. And
share.
new intentions, and long-term romances and relationships like ours, they need some steamy romance in it.
You're
We
right.
have to really work on this, because it can get real boring if you wanted to. I mean, I don't feel like I've ever been really boring. I've been very grateful for that, but I've always been very interested in many things, and my husband's pretty funny and interesting, so we don't bore each other at all. We might get mad at each other, but we sure don't bore each other. So I'm grateful for that part. So, but it's so important. I mean, I have friends who take lots of courses on, intimate relationships and what to do, and always to help your relationship get to the next level, because everyone has a stalling point where we get stalled, and we need a new ignition button to be pushed to make things go to the next level.
Mm.
So
Hey, oh, something
oh,
happened.
I just lost you. Your picture's gone, but
I'm
I'm
gone.
here.
You keep talking.
I
I'm
see
gonna
a
fix
little window.
myself.
You're in a little window there. Oh, there you are.
That's so
That was
funny.
interesting.
I was gonna put goodness answer on here. So let me do that, and I
Okay.
just disappeared. I just did something wrong. So this is what she came up with.
Show how vibrations work. Love, health, spread its flame.
That Flommetender is her energy name. I know this person, so
Oh,
it's her
beautiful, beautiful.
energy. Yeah. So she wants to spread that
So
work, love, health.
you're an energy worker, Goodney. I
Yes.
think you work with people a lot. So that is so beautiful. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
put your intention out, and and really, really look at what's the next thing that you've always held back on that you wanted to do, and make that the one you do. Challenge yourself, because when we challenge ourselves, we feel so much better when we get through that challenge. And so I'm challenging myself to do my show again, because honestly, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love it. But once I'm in it, I love it, because you meet
Yeah.
so many great people, like what you're doing, Vivica, because I know you love what you do, but
Yeah.
sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, I'm doing so much. But
Yeah.
yeah, once you're doing it, you're like, you're flying. You're like on a high. It's like an amazing energy that just lifts you. So
Yes.
thank
Yes.
you for sharing that. That's so beautiful. And Leo rules the heart. It brings us a lot of joy and happiness. And so it heats up our passionate side. So the Leo moon, new moon is going to do all that. Um, let's see, bringing more luck into relationships. You can also do a ritual with a candle to manifest abundance and sensuality or success in your area of choosing. So you could light a white candle,
Yeah.
and just set your intention with that. And a lot of creativity. That's what's coming in right now. Channel your artistic inspiration. Make a vision board, which is
You
really good.
just did that yesterday.
Yeah, I almost did that with a board, but I didn't have time. And I love making vision. I have two of them on my back of my door here in this room that I made through my membership group. When I had that, I've let that go right now. But I love doing vision boards, because that is setting your intention in stone, kind of thing. I mean, it's
Mhm.
really creating that grounded intention for yourself, so
Mhm.
that you are really ready. You're saying, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And you just go for it. And don't there's the only limit is yourself. We are our
That's
limits.
right.
So we have to just break through the limits. And I've broken through so many limits, and I just keep going with it. I mean, I'm not saying I'm through them all now. I'm certainly not. But every time you break through one, it's such a freeing moment. You get a new freedom in yourself. You feel so alive.
Mm.
You feel alive. It's
Yeah.
like you've let go of these chains of the culture and the social expectations and all that kind of thing.
Mm.
Because there's
And
a
I,
lot of that going on too, which gets in
yeah.
our way. The,
But
the
I really
beliefs we
feel
get fostered.
Yeah, I really feel like this new moon is just perfect when it comes to the Lionsgate coming up. It kind of it
Oh
really
yeah, oh yeah. The Lions Gate is this amazing portal,
yeah.
which again is bringing abundance, and that's August 8th. That's eight
Yeah.
eight coming up,
Yeah, I'm
and that
actually
is
meeting my group on that date. I wanted to have that membership
fantastic,
group on that day because I know the portal is
beautiful.
such a powerful thing to go through when you're releasing and when you're cleaning and to allow yourself to be lifted to a new vibration. So I'm really
Yeah.
excited for that portal to open.
That is going to be so powerful. I mean, it's all about listening to our inner voice.
Mm,
The Lions Gate, it's opened up yesterday, a couple days ago, July
yeah.
26th, and it goes through August 12th. It peaks on August 8th, and it's known as the Galactic Year.
Ooh.
And we talk about a little more, and later down the line, you'll hear more about this as we get closer to the Lions Gate. But it's all, it's amazing energy that we're in right now, and the whole new moon is all about planting seeds of intention, conceiving new ideas. Oh, look at that, she's written
Oh,
something.
yeah.
And starting new projects.
Mm-hmm.
Unlock your inner luminary power. I love that. I love that. That's really
Okay,
unlocking your
so
inner
I'll
light.
try to. This is Janne's intention. She wants to work on having more trust in herself. And
Excellent.
um, okay, so she wants to release uncertainty and to have more trust in herself. That's her
So
intention
do
for
you
this
have
new
any
moon.
idea how you're going to do that, Jana? What I would think is taking moments of stillness, really, like really, it doesn't have to be meditation. It just needs quiet time. Get away from people, go into a quiet space, ask for guidance, put yourself in a sacred space. You can create sort of like what we do today here. You can
Hmm.
use your version of it. Don't think you have to do everything exactly like we do. You don't. There are no rules.
No,
You
that's the
create.
perfect thing. Follow your
Yes.
personal guidance system. Just allow yourself.
Exactly, exactly. And you know what's so interesting? I picked a card, and we don't always talk about cards, but today was listen. Today was listen. And I always do it right. I love
Yeah,
this thing.
there we go.
Here's my Native American here. And he says presence, openness, and clarity. So we have to listen to our inner voice.
Yeah.
This is what you're listening to, Yana, right now, is that inner voice is telling you there's some work you have to do, and you're listening. And that is so powerful that you're listening. And I can just read real quick what it says. In the listening, I hear a revealing speaking in sounds and imagery. I bow to the sacred messenger inside, for it is through my own body that the messages are unfolding, offering wisdom in spirit's time. I breathe in and exhale slowly, allowing guidance to arise. In full integrity, I offer myself to clarity and carry it forth in my life. So it's the voice of our higher self that's talking to us when we do that. It's our intuition, it's always available, but the higher self speaks in a very soft whisper that often gets drowned out from all our distractions and noisy thoughts. And so when this happens, we need to slow down, become present in the moment, and listen. And that's exactly what you're talking about, Yana. And when we do this, messages usually arrive in an unexpected way from an unexpected place. And you can make that intention, Yana. And if you hear a word in your mind, which I've had many times happen to me, stop, write it down, like put
Hmm.
it in your notes in your phone or something, but take it and write it. Message yourself, text yourself the word, whatever you got to do. I've texted myself things many, many times because I forget. I have to remember because we get distracted and then it'll go right out of your mind. And when those words come in, they're very, very important. They're very important. I've gotten names for my, my websites and all kinds of things that way. So it's really, really powerful. And so, sometimes our minds are so in the habit of asking questions that we don't give ourselves the time and space to receive the answers. So put out the intention and listen. Go into the quiet and listen. And the mind loves the questions. And even when we have an answer, it's already busy with the next question. It's the monkey mind. We call it the monkey mind. It just jumps around. But when we're confused, we can be sure that we are in our mind. So if you start feeling confusion, put it know it's your monkey mind and ask it to step away. I appreciate you sharing, but we're going to ask you to step away now. Now, Diane just put her intention out. My intention is to connect with others more and judging less.
I like that.
Beautiful intention, Diane.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
I really
So
like that.
look at what
Judging
judging
less.
is about.
Mm,
When we judge others, it's usually a mirror because it's about us.
it is.
Judging
It's
is always a receiver. Oh,
always a mirror.
someone else. Yeah,
Always.
yeah. Yeah. So when you see that, and it's hard to see it sometimes because I've had to do it, you look at yourself and go, oh, darn, is that in me? Because we see it in other people so easily, but
Mm,
we can't recognize our own stuff until the universe shows you it through someone else. And that's when you surrender and go, okay, I have to look at that.
mm.
And so there you go. It's perfect
Yeah.
intention
And
for this
just
time.
remember to forgive yourself because that's the first part of,
Exactly.
the judgment part. Just forgive yourself
Yeah.
and then surrender.
Yep. And it's always, something that you've learned growing up.
Mhm.
It could be your family. I mean, all of our families affect us. And when we're children, we're very vulnerable to all that. So we take it in because we trust. We're trusting little beings. And as you grow older, you realize, well, maybe that wasn't exactly the way I want to be, or I don't want to believe that. So there's a lot to look at. It's That's why this is such an inner time. I think there's 5 planets retrograde right now, so retrograde is also stopping and slowing down, and that's what the universe is bringing us. That's why this portal opening, once you get through this nice quiet moment, when the 8-8 shows up, you're going to have this explosion of energy and creativity come in. It's a powerful time. It really is.
I'm
We have so
excited
much
about that
information.
portal. Do you get it?
Yeah, and we've created it, with all the things happening in the world, we've created this. No matter how chaotic the world is, we don't have to be in the chaos. We can step out and go into our inner selves and do that work that we need to. And once we do that, you're shifting everyone around you. You're not just shifting yourself. It's like the pebble in the pond. It just flows out and just ripples out to everyone around you. It's like the 100 monkey theory they talk about. Everyone is, we just share it and it just bounces from one to the other. People you wouldn't imagine you'll plant a seed in them and they'll go, maybe one day they'll tell you, hey, I saw you doing that. And that really affected me. And I started doing something like that. And my whole life changed. So would love to hear, we're going to have the next two sessions will not be live because I am away. We have recorded them. So the next live one will be August.
Yeah, and remember to show up for that because we'll be talking
We'll
about the
send you out the
Lionsgate.
reminders.
We
August.
want to hear how the Lionsgate has gone for you guys. I'm
August
really
7th,
excited.
August 18th will be our next live show. So we'd love you to come in with your intentions and tell us how you're doing with them. Just, would love to hear your responses, or you can email us. And can you put up our websites or emails or whatever you have there?
One second, you can follow us. This is Instagram. And then you can find our emails on these pages.
Yes. And you can, yes, our emails are there. So you can email us and, we'd love to, stay connected to you. If you have a question, you can ask us. I'm on vacation. I may not catch it right away, but I'll catch it along the way. And if you don't, just email Vivica, whatever works for you, both of us. I mean, we're both available for all of you. So, anyway, that's it for today. So enjoy this amazing new moon today.
Remember the meditation, people. End your night or end this
today.
new moon with a powerful intention setting and powerful gratitude setting. Remember the gratitude.
Unlock your inner light, your inner luminary power, because we are all light. We are full of light. We are light. We always return to light. We live forever, but we're doing it in this container right now that is the one we chose. We've all chosen our containers that we're in, and they're beautiful containers, and we're grateful for these beautiful bodies that we have. And, they may not be perfect, but we have to love them because we've allowed them to come the way they are. Yes, and a hug is beautiful, a self-hug. I love that, Vivica. That's beautiful. So thank you all for being here. And so we'll just close down the group today. So we'll thank you, all beings of light that have been here for us today. We ask that you step back now. We're going to cut the cords so that everyone's here. Send them back with love. And we're so, so grateful for all that you brought through today. And we're so excited to hear from everyone when we come back August 18th live. So thank you. It is done.
It is done.
So we love you all. And it's so powerful when we share like you did. So thank you all for sharing today. It was really beautiful.
See you
all
next
right.
time. Mwah.